Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. How's everyone doing? I pray everyone is doing well. God afternoon to each and every last one of you. I'd like to welcome y'all to Inhale, where we tell the real. And I am your wonderful counselor, Chief Gabriel Good God. And I welcome you. I'd like to welcome you all. Peace, love, and happiness. Peace, love, and happiness. God afternoon to each and every last one that joins and that will be joining. I'd like to welcome y'all to We Tell, Inhale, the Real. And I'm your wonderful counselor, Chief Gabriel Good God, messenger of Jehovah God Allah, the prime creator of life and death. And I'm just so grateful to be here, to have this opportunity to share out of my life, because I care. I care. I'm learning to love. I won't say I love you, and especially after the word has shared with me, and I've been sharing it with you all, that we never knew God. That's what the word says, that we never knew him. And God defines himself. He said he is love. So made me have to reassess, my life, had to reassess, had to come to myself. I had to humble myself. I had to not lean to my own understanding, because that's what I see that what we do down here in hell. We lean to our own understanding. That's a fool's way to roll. That's a fool's way to move and operate. Hallelujah, hallelujah. I thank you all for joining. I pray that everyone that joins share the broadcast. Let's allow others to take part in that which is good. Oh yeah, this is good. This is really, really good. There's no one more good than God. And God's here. I don't know if you, and the likelihood that you know that God is here and that he has been here and that he only been here in the world. 18 years, his body, the prepared body that he was to come in, or the prepared body that he came in. Yeah, that body has only been here for 18 years. And who is that body? Well, that body is the author of this book, the author and the finisher of my faith. His name is Kenneth Ray Mitchell, but as the author of this book, he's Kenneth Moses Mitchell. And the title of this book, Help Me to Live Right. I know that everyone needs help. There's not one that doesn't need help. And he's here. He's here as the present help, meaning the right now help. Because when you're seeking for help, when you're looking for help, when we're looking for help, or when we're asking for help, we want that help when? We want it now, right now. We're not looking for help tomorrow, not necessarily when we can, you know, have it right now, have it today. What's the slogan? Have it your way. Well, if we was to have it our way, we would have that help today. We would have it like right now. And the word, thank thank Jah for his word. Thank him for the basic instruction before leaving earth, what is known as Bible. Yeah, thank him for his words, man. Thank him for his living words that have come to life in us who have received and answered the calling that this book is making on our lives. This book is looking for the angel in you. And it know there's an angel in us. It's not looking for something that can't be found. Oh, it's there. How I know? Because the word says this too. The word says we all fell short. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you see it, but I see it like this: that when he say we all fell short, and he said he looking for the angel, I'm telling you that he looking for the angel in us, and he not asking that, as if it's not a rhetorical question. It's something that can be answered. Well, that how he knows, because we are those fallen angels that fell from heaven. Yeah, we are the ones. We need to take accountability. We need to accept ourselves. We need to see ourselves and accept ourselves for just who we are. Because we've been revealed. We just ain't accepting the truth that will free our minds from our illusions, our delusions. Oh yeah, we live in a lie. We're living the lie life. We ain't have no choice in this. We didn't have no choice in this. That's why the word said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. No, heck no. We ain't knew. I didn't know. I know I ain't know. How I didn't know? Let's go here. The word say, once again, the word says, Satan, after they were cast from heaven, and him and his angels, and they came here with great wrath. Great wrath. They was wholly pissed off. They was feeling some type of way, for real. So, with all those ill feelings, they set out to deceive this entire world, the whole world. The word says that Satan deceived not part of the world, not some of the world, but the whole world. I don't know how you take that. I don't know how you embrace that. Looking at us, we haven't taken it. We haven't embraced it at all. We too high-minded. We so full of ourselves. We so full of the knowledge and the wisdom of the blindness from the teachers and the educators of this world. And they were blind. So in turn, they taught us. And now we're blind. We can't see. Like I said, the blind leading the blind. And how I know we blind, how I know I was blind, not just because I got to wear glasses. You know, Let me head you all off at the pass. No, 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 no. Yeah, I'm not that. I don't see that well, without my glasses. But I'm talking about spiritually, morally, emotionally. We blind. We spiritually blind. Why do I say that? Because we operate basically primarily on feelings, on our feelings. And that's how blind people, they feel their way through. So we're feeling our way through this reality. We're feeling, we're not actually seeing. That's why the word called it a blessing. It said, blessed are those that got eyes to see. It's a blessing to hear. Blessed are those that got ears to hear. See, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I've realized I am blessed. I have to accept my blessing. This is a great blessing to be able to see this truth that I'm sharing with you all. You have to be able to accept the blessing of hearing, of being able to have ears and being able to hear, having ears and being able to hear the living words of Jah coming through this vessel, because these are not my words. These are not my words. This is not my knowing. This is not my knowing. I've seen the best of our knowing. The best of our knowing has created a world where there's killing, stealing, and destruction. That's the best of what our knowledge has produced. A place where there's weeping. A reality and where there's weeping and the gnashing of teeth. Weeping because pain, and then the pain of loss of life, property, loss of health, just loss. So weeping is coming from that. And then the gnashing of teeth, anger. It's a lot of anger in the world. It's a lot of hate and hostility in the world. There's a lot of when you hear you gnashing teeth, you in anguish. You could gnash your teeth in disgust. So all these demonic energies, these low vibrational energies are resident, are harboring, festering, manifesting, impacting, influencing the thoughts, the words, the behaviors of the people. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. I'm just here to help you see. Hopefully, by you will only be able to see if I can get you to hear. Because if you can hear, and if what you're hearing is clear, that will stimulate that brain and cause you to see. The third eye could cause you to see what I allow you to see into. There you go, to see into. Because spirit. When you spearing something, you penetrating it. So allowing you to penetrate, to get into, to see into to see inside, because it's an inside job. So to see into what I'm saying, into it. We got to get into it. So you go to awaken your intuition, where you be in it. You will be experiencing it. When you have the experience of it, then the light comes on. You get enlightened. You know, because he's the light. He says, I am the light of the world. So I'm his representative. I'm his archangel. I'm his messenger. I'm his mouthpiece, and I'm here to speak peace into the minds of those who are Christ consciousness, conscious of the Christ. For the word says, let this mind be in you. What mind? Whose mind? Christ. Let the mind of Christ be in you. What mind did Christ have in him? He had the mind of God. He was God consciousness, or in the Muslim language, taqwa. Taqwa. The word taqwa means God conscious. The consciousness that's aware of Allah, of the all law, or the Allah, La, the God, or how it's phonetically how it sounds, Allah, Allah, you're the law. So you become aware of the law of Jah. You be aware of his laws within you, his principles within you, and then you will not only see, hear the word, the principle, that which is ideal, the perfect model. You won't just see it. You won't have just the vision of it, but you will do it. You will perform it. The Spirit will release the power, the latent power within yourself to manifest, to perform, to do, because you're finally clear in here. And we're seeing through a glass darkly down here. I know, because I know, because I'm personally, this is personal. All of this is personal, what I'm sharing and speaking with you, to you, for your benefit, because my salvation is personal. This is me. This is about me. This is all about me. It's only you when you see into what I say and what I'm saying, when you identify with. So when you become one with the Father principle within me, because I and the Father, I'm striving to become one with. And in my efforts, in my aim, in my endeavor, in my walk to become one, in my desire to become one, as I move to him, towards him, he's moving that much more towards me, because he knows that I of myself, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need help. I'm not of my own. I'm a vessel. I'm here to be used, not to be misused, but to be used. I'm here to be used by the positive energies, not to be misused by the negative energy, because that's what they do. That's what they do. They don't use, they misuse, they abuse over there. They abuse and they misuse. We use, we utilize, because we have realized that what we put out, we get it back. You reap what you sow. It's written that be not deceived. Be not deceived. Are we deceived? It's written, I just told you. He said Satan deceived the whole world. So God has come. The real God. Oh, you wait a minute. I said you didn't know God. So we can't really be having no real conversation. I can't be having this conversation really with you. I cannot talk to any of you about God really when I know in my head, within my experience, that we don't know, we didn't know. And he showed up, made himself manifest to me because he came like a thief in the night of our ignorance, really, in the night of our vanity, our conceit. I mean, just we wasn't focused on what it is that he's focused on. We was offset. We was made that way though. We was made to be other than our self, than our true self. This is why the word says we have to deny ourselves with self. We got to deny that demon, that fallen one that we had become. That weak nature. That ego ambition. We had to get a handle. We had to see this for ourselves. And the only way to see it was to experience it. And we've been experiencing it, but to experience it with a sense of awareness, a sense of, okay, you know what? I feel my soul reproaching me for the things that I'm thinking, for the things that I'm saying, the things I'm doing. What's going on here? Why I feel a ways about these thoughts, these words. I'm hearing myself for the first time. Wow, I can't believe I did this. When you realize, when you discover yourself saying, thinking, expressing such, I can't believe, but it's already done. That what you can't believe is already done. Why can't you believe? Because you awakening. This is your first time really seeing yourself acting out of character, speaking out of character, thinking out of character. So, who are you? What just happened? Who's your controller? Because obviously, you're not in control. I'm just giving us a mirror to look into, to look at. I'm just being a sounding board. I'm bouncing these thoughts, these ideals, these realities, these experiences, these feelings that we've had and have encountered, or for all the above, may encounter, will encounter. Now you'll be prepared if you take heed, if you are present with me on this broadcast, using the ears, recognizing that you've been blessed to hear. You're now hearing. You're hearing this angel because you didn't really realize, even though I've announced it. I've announced it. I tell you straight up so that there will be no mistakes, so there won't be no errors in your judgment of me. so that you'll be forewarned in your dealing, your handling of me. Because the word says, be careful. You may be entertaining angels unaware. So I want to help you. I'm created. I was created to be a helper. But whom I'm sent to help is myself first, because I need help. I won't help. And yet I know that you receive not because you ask not. So it's being put to us. It's the reason why we're not getting the help there, because we're not asking. And then we asking amiss. It's a lot of times who you're helping, and then who you're asking, and then sometimes it's a numbers game. It's guaranteed you will receive it, but will you be frustrated? Will you be disappointed? Will you allow your impatience with God's timing, perfect timing? I'm just making a lot of inferences to get you to think these broadcasts are designed to cause you to think, become aware of yourself, aware of the demon, aware of the devil, beware, to make you aware of the satanic mind set that we're unconsciously, for the most part, operating out of. That's why we are asked in this world, are you a robot? Because we are. We actually are. We actually are avatars, if you will. Cyborgs, some of us. Feelingless. Having flesh, but feelingless. Running on a program. And we are working, running on a program. Yeah, we're running on a program. We're ran by programs. We have programs that run us. When we have programs that we actively engage in, and by the nature of the program, its nature is to program you, to input data in you, where it can predict or predetermine your output, your production, or the lack thereof, because of what they are inputting, the nature of what they are putting in by way of ideals, thoughts, feelings, and the foods that we consume, the things we listening to. I'm just saying. And just what we are experiencing on the daily in our reality. I mean, all of these factors can be manipulated. All, what we hear, what we see, what we eat, what we drink, who you associate with, all these can be influenced and manipulated. to predetermine certain effects because they're cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. So we're being seeded in this world. We're being constantly implanted. There's an assimilation that's being made, but artificial reality. We're not giving the real, we're not giving the genuine. We're giving those things that are substitutes, byproducts, things that are additives. I'm just want you to just look at the words. If there's power in the word, we say there's power in the words, power in the name. Well, pay attention to the names of the things that you have around you, that you associate with, who you associate with. You're not really that aware. If you do this exercise, when you examine, when you try me, because you got to try. This is what the word taught us, is teaching us, teaching me, taught me. Try the spirit by the spirit. Try each spirit by the spirit. Start challenging stuff. See, in security, we was taught to challenge. Now, I'm not going to lie and act like, I'm Johnny on my shit on everything. No, I miss a lot. More than I care to share. But I will share because I'm in hell to tell. It's my duty to unveil what's been concealed. And the things that's been concealed is because we've been deceived and we've self-deceived ourselves about a lot of things. Things we see, we act like we didn't see them. Come on now, I ain't the only one. I know you saw some things and you made yourself not see it, even though you saw it. And even though within you hide yourself, you can't unsee what you see. That's just the way it is. You can't unhear. You can't unhear what you heard. You can't unexperience yourself from an experience that you didn't have. So right there, we faking the funk with ourselves. Right there, when we do that, when we practice that, we're lying to ourselves. And do you think that's damaging? Do you think that don't have no effects? That's not damaging? I'm just trying to get you to make sense of yourself. The things that we have allowed. I mean, unintentionally, amazingly, we really thought that a lot of these instances were harmless. Like calling our children kids. Calling them kids. We think that's harmless. We really do. You really think that? Because you're still doing it. Even though we've received correction. We've heard the correction. Especially in this age of information, we have the information, it's present. But how many people are actually operating out of it, living up to it, believe it? Because you can't. If you don't believe it, then you won't achieve it. You won't put no effort into it. You won't put no effort towards it. That's some shit that I'm facing with my own. Damn, man, what you can't pour it and shake it out in no other way. You don't really believe. You don't believe that. You don't see that yet. You're not present with that yet. That you haven't experienced that yet. It's information. It's present, but you ain't present with it. You haven't. It hasn't impacted you. And I guess I gotta. Why? Because I had to make sense to myself. I had to, because I was like, why am I? Why can I hear things, feel like I know it, but yet I don't? I ain't know nothing. Just I'm numb. I can't make myself. I can't make myself do. I can't make myself perform. I can't make myself commit. Fuck's wrong with me? Something is wrong with me. There ain't nothing right with me. Something is wrong there. It's just it's something that's flawed. There's a defect somewhere. We need to. We got to make some sense of this shit. We got to make some because it's not adding up. It's not making sense. How you know, but you not making yourself know. How you know, but you ain't making yourself know as a knower. You still in the dumb class, in the slow class. What's going on, man? What's going on? I mean, I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm under no illusions because I am you and you are me. So I'm under no illusions. I'm under none. That's why I know as I'm helping myself, I'm helping you. Whether you want to credit me or not, because it's I didn't help me. I didn't help me by my own power. That's what I'm sharing with you. It took a greater power than myself to empower me to see, to hear, to feel. All those things. Are y'all aware of what I'm just saying? Because I had a thought that I was going to share. I have to get that thought away because it's describing these states. You find yourself to hear and you don't really understand because you might have heard this, but you didn't deal with it. You were so blasé with it. You were so casual with this truth. And the truth is that the wages of our sin, of being in this sinful world, the payment, the consequences of being here, and then being shaped in this world to be rebellious, to take on the nature of this world. That's really there you go. I'm thanking you for more clarity. I thank you for more clarity. I thank you for more clarity. Getting clear here because that's who I am. I'm a crystal child, born in the '70s. I'm a crystal chick. I'm a crystal seed. I got to make things clear. It got to make sense to me. I won't function properly with an incomplete, in the word, knowledge. I can't function if I'm unsure, if I haven't been satisfied, if I'm still dissatisfied. I'm seeing some shit. So the wages of sin or the consequences of being in this sinful world is death. Death. I'm sharing this with you to really face the fact that we dead. We dead. We dead in our head. No wonder we're so numb. So numb, man. You ain't understanding why you so numb to shit. to stuff, to people, to situations? Why you just, why, like I said, why you so nonchalant? That's what the word I'm looking for. Why you so nonchalant? Why you so blasé? Do you know? Have you really sat down with yourself and confronted these feelings? None of us don't, because it's too intense. It's too intense. I don't want to feel these feelings. Don't make me feel. See, these feelings don't make me feel good. See, it's all I told you. We all about feelings. So if it don't make me, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm uneasy with these feelings. See, unease, dis-ease. I'm at dis-ease. I'm dis-ease. So I'm diseased. That unease is gonna set up a dis-ease in your mind. It's gonna manifest in your body. So we not, this lack of engagement with ourselves is impacting our health. This lack, and for some individuals, non-involvement with ourselves is having destructive impact on our health. And health supposed to be our true wealth. But man, that's why we poor. That's why that's one. These are some of the reasons why we're poor. Why we manifest the state or the condition, the state, and then the condition, the external. Of poorness. It's how we see ourselves. It's all on how we view ourselves, how we see ourselves. And we don't see. We don't see. Because the dead don't see. The dead don't hear. The dead don't have a heart that beats for anything or anyone. Hell, it's not beating even for itself. We got to look at ourselves. I'm seeing me. I'm seeing me. I'm seeing me, and I'm getting with me. I'm sitting with me. I had to hear God though. Greater is He that's within me, because that's where I heard Him from. I had to sit with myself. He started talking to me. How I knew, because what the things He was saying was making me uncomfortable. Making me uncomfortable. It was making me uneasy. See, when the God of this world speaks to me, we wired. We wired to that pitch, that sound. We wired to that vibration, and the things that it try to make you, that way you feel good about, don't lead to goodness. It don't lead to blessedness. It don't lead to fulfillment. That's the root of it. It don't lead to fulfillment. It don't lead to fulfillment. It leave you wanting. It leave you dissatisfied. Leave you frustrated. Yet we find ourselves powerless to truly break that pattern. That's why I say we caught up in the loop, man. We caught up in the time loop. You know, we caught up in one of those twilight zones. You know, you in the shadow where you in the twilight zone episode, and you're in the shadow world. Just it's just it's it's amazing. It's amazing. But the amazing thing, yet I should say, yet the amazing thing is we were created in this hell to tell, to tell on ourselves. And if we're paying ourselves any of our mind, because we tend to give ourselves away. We give ourselves away. I mean, whew, do we give ourselves away? Do we prostitute ourselves? Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm seeing it. I'm calling it hard as I see, as hard as I can, because I need to shame myself into correction, and only fools hate correction. So it's like, nigga, you been a fool for Satan. I'd rather us be fools for Christ. If we're gonna be a fool, since we everybody play the fool, and there's no such a rule, then I guess I need to pick who I'm gonna be a fool for. I mean, like that. Just straight like that. Since you gonna be a fool, you are a fool already with how you living. You don't feel foolish at times? You can't tell me you don't. For what you have to do to get what you have, to hold down what you have to play the fool. You gotta be somebody's fool. I ain't taking no wood nickels. I ain't taking no shit. I know you do. I know you are doing it. It's done. It's that he made it that way. Our egos made it that way. That we pay a price every time we listen to any of its suggestions. When we listen to our lower self, when we start resonating on a low vibrationally, we got to get the equal reaction for that. We got to, because what's for you is for you. It ain't for nobody else. I'm Thank you. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful, because I'm paying for my shit. My life, whatever that has come into my life of ill, that it is, I was a cause. It couldn't have came to me if I wasn't, you know, if I didn't have a hand in what came to me. If I didn't participate in some form of fashion, I got what I had what was coming, and the blessing is I'm able to see that, and with the Spirit's guidance and its direction, I'm able to benefit from it. Come up off of that, off of those things. That's when the Spirit shows up, and shows out. Because whenever he's showing up. He's showing up when he shows up. He's showing up everything and everybody that was against what he used you to establish, he about to show them up. And he's going to show out where it won't be to anyone's doubt that this is his work. As that song say, God's work. This is God's work. Because I'm choosing to do God's work. I'm not choosing to do my work, which was the work of Satan. The work of self-hating. That's the work of Satan. Self-hating. And there is no debating in that. It's self-evident. It's self-evident. You don't need no. It's his own proof to its truth, to the truth. It's his own proof. I see it. I've synced it within myself. I synced it with, in my relationships. I synced it in my relationships. Let's look at that area. Let's just look over there for a minute. Because a lot of us, those relations, those ties, how we, those connections. I'm in hell. That's where I have to stay. That's where I gotta stay. That's where I gotta stay with the truthful that I'm sharing. Ain't where I gotta stay. Ain't where none of us gotta stay. That's a choice. But it's a fact too that we are actually here. That's the location, planet-wise. No matter what it looked like, because that's what hell is. It's a look like. It wouldn't be hell if it didn't mimic, if it didn't imitate, if it did not appear like. Hell was not going to be the obvious hell. That's what makes it so hellish. How it deceives you. How it seduces you into one thing, but then when it turns out to be a nightmare. Lures you with a dream. That's what I should say. Lures you with a dream, but satisfies you with a nightmare. I know that sounds relationally. That's where we at right here. Lures you with a dream, calls to you by way of a promise, rich in those promises, but poor when it comes to blessing us with the fulfillment. Keeps you chasing. You're just out of reach. You're just slightly out of touch. You're damn near almost. You would have if you could have. These are the dimensions of its torture, of its torment that we find ourselves within and strongly held. I know of these dimensions, these portals, these conditions, these states personally. I, we still relationally with this. That's why, the word tell us, man, forsake all. It just can't just straight out with God. Just can't straight out with it. Just straight out with it. It said, forsake all. If you love mother, father, sister, brother, anyone, more than me, that's what the Spirit telling us. This is God, though. You're not worthy of me. So, this can only speak to somebody that experienced because if I'm just trying to say, if he's saying forsake all, what? Well, this is what he said. Just here it go. He said, "I'm more than the whole world against you. I'm more than the whole world against you." That's what he's putting up towards against that. You give up all of them for me, I'll be more than the whole world against you. Because that you when you turn from them, when you forsake them, they gonna feel ways about that because they benefiting off of the relation. They the ones that benefiting off the relationship that you gonna forsake. They the ones. They the benefactors. You the one being you the sucker. We've been the suckers. We the ones that was being played. We was the game that was being played. We wasn't players. You was the one getting played. We were the ones getting played, getting the short end of the stick. I mean, relationally, doing all, it's all a trick. It's all deception. But doing all that you know to do, and it ain't gonna be satisfactory. Because it's what we have in this world is created to keep us tense, to keep us distracted, to keep us at odds with ourselves and with one another. I mean, where you think you at? What? I'm not talking about nothing that y'all don't know already, that we don't know already. This is because the reality is that I'm sharing with you out of my own experience because I'm cosmic, because I'm aware. Now I was doing those things like you all are doing them presently without no knowledge. You're doing what you're doing by feeling, and feelings are they just feelings are not fair. They're not fair. They're totally subjective. They selfish. Our feelings is a selfish experience. I'm feeling what I'm feeling. You can't feel what I'm feeling unless you are me. Unless you didn't came from where I came from. I mean, and we're so individual. It's almost damn near impossible. You got to make. You're having a form of it, not the same. That's what we can have a commonality, but we won't have the same. Let's go there. Because there's such a thing as the common law. There's such a thing as common sense, even though it's not always commonly used with sense by all the parties involved. That which we call common sense is given to us. We share it in common. Our use of it and action is individual. It's choice. Paul describes a great moral dilemma within us, which is very real. I don't hear too much people talking about it, but I see it as a reality. I mean, it's been my own personal reality. He said the good I want to do, I don't do. And the evil that I don't want to do, I find myself, over here, up to here, in it. Deep in it. What's happening now? What's going on now? Somebody gotta, somebody gotta. This make some. We need some. There need to be some explaining. Really? I'm that. I like I said earlier. That describes to me like we at odds with ourselves. It's like you at odds with yourself. Like you at war with yourself. That sounds like a spiritual war. If you want to know what spiritual war is, it's internal. It's the war within self, the war with the mind and the emotions. The mind and its perceptions, its beliefs, the mind and its attitudes. I'm just we gotta face it. We gotta challenge it. We gotta confront it. We gotta just gotta examine ourselves. That's all. We really gotta get still. This is what I guess I'm really describing in all this, is that we gotta get still. I'm choosing to be still so that I can come into a more fuller knowing of the God within me. Because there is a God within me. Just like there's a devil within me. What the fuck? We see the devil. Where's the God? Where's the good? Surely there's some good. Because he said I create the good and the evil. So there's that potentiality is there. What you gonna do? Well, the word says, choose you this day. You got to make a choice. You got to make a decision. And you must, the times demand that we must be mindful of our thoughts and our decisions. We have to be mindful. We have to keep our minds full of what it is that we desire to see. That's how we are on the satanic, on the hand of acting as devils and demons when we was on demon time. Oh man, don't act like you. We all been on demon time. We know what demon time is. It's the time that this world is on. That's the time that that's the clock that this world is running. It runs on demon time. God time? Anybody on God time? I'm on God time. You know why how I know I'm on God time? Because I ain't got a lot of people over here. Oh no. Why? Because the light shineth in the darkness. And that darkness that's within us, it don't want to comprehend. Not only does it comprehend it, it can't comprehend it. It can't, it won't, it can't. Just closed-minded by nature. It's the nature of it, to close itself, to clam up. That's its natural reaction to it. Have you noticed yourself? That's what I'm saying that so you can notice yourself. Because when you feel, when you hear me, please. I'm talking to this demon called myself. Hear me, please. I implore you. I'm not too proud to beg. I'm working on that pride. I'm working on that. I'm humbling this damn flesh from the shit that it act like it want. Because it's just acting. Anything that it want, it's just acting like it want. Because I know that when they get it, it's going to be dissatisfied. Why? Because it's going to have to pay a price to get it. And the price that it has to pay, what it has to compromise to get it, its flesh in the end ain't going to be satisfied. We know this. I know this for it. I know it will forget. It will have this experience, have that experience, go through it, get burned by it, go through its fussy period, and then be right back in it. That's a fool. I've been that fool. Many times over. So I'm not talking about something I don't know. You've been that fool many times over. Still, and a lot of you, most of you, don't have no clarity, don't have the foggiest idea. You just bewitched. You just bewitched. You do a thing and don't realize you did it. Not really. It was you being possessed, bewitched. I'm saying the right words. I'm just giving you words to associate with one another so you can see that they are really the same reality. I want you to be clear here. I want you to see what you do with yourself, within yourself. I need you to identify. I need you to self-identify because that's the reality. I need you to because you ain't identified yourself. You haven't seen yourself. I didn't identify. I didn't identify that demon. I wasn't letting myself be associated. I wasn't allowing myself to see myself accountable. I guess that's what I'm really saying. That's what I'm really driving at the point. I wasn't prepared to be accountable for those, for that thinking, that stinking thinking, for them negative words, nor for the behavior, the negative behavior, the bad behavior, the ill behavior, whatever. It wasn't good. It wasn't godly. It wasn't righteous. Why? Because it wasn't right. It wasn't right. It wasn't something, we know it wasn't right because it's something that wasn't done in the light. It wasn't done in the light of day. It was done sneakily. It was done stealthily. It was done in a hidden way. Whenever you examine yourself, man, examine yourself. See yourself for who you've been, who you are. Then maybe, perhaps, who knows, you know, the God within know. But it's all dependent upon what we choose. But no, where we are, that we're going to require some help. We're going to need some help. Just like what I'm doing right here. I'm helping. I'm being a help. I'm I'm sharing because I care. I said I'm learning to love. I don't want to get out there ahead of myself. I don't love myself. I'm showing some care. We're doing some self care. We taking a little more attention for ourselves, but I haven't reached that plateau yet because the love that I seen the world has of itself is vanity. It's so vain. It's so one dimensional. It's just so one dimensional. It's we so selfish. We so selfish. We so self-involved. We so self-concerned. I know it. I see it. And I forgive you. I'm asking myself. I'm forgiving myself. I'm putting myself I'm asking myself for forgiveness. Yeah, man, because we've been a fool. We've been fools. I've been a fool. I've just been such a fool. Such a fool. In so many ways. And it's like, yes, I'm praying with myself. We are fasting from things, things that we're not giving our energy to on purpose because we realize that something has to be broken. I told you God is causing us all to be broken bread, poured out wine. We're being broken. And when we get to the broken state, then that's when we can hearken, hear from Ken. Who can? Brother Ken, the very one that doing the breaking of us, which is the help that most of us don't even want. We don't want that help. We don't want that type of help. Because, see, that help exposes us to ourselves. It helps us. It helps us by way of exposure. It helps us by way of humbling us. It helps us by way of checking and curbing these negative thoughts, these negative words, and these negative behavior, conduct, to keep us away from a evil and wicked character, to keep us away from that. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm excited for my day. I'm excited for what's coming ahead because God got something good for me. It's personal. He got something good for me, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to experience it for real, for real, for real, for real. Let's see. Let me see what time it is. Excuse me. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Well, look, y'all. I didn't have an intent to be long before you, but I see that we're coming up on a 1.5 hours. So I'm gonna get ready to conclude this session of We Tell in This Hell, because there need to be some telling. There need to be some telling. There need to be some, some whistle blowing. There needs to be some singling out. And I'm glad that I've been chosen for this ministry, the ministry of reconciliation. This is the ministry. We have to reconcile our differences with our own ass, because we got some differences. Like I told you, we at odds with ourselves. We at war with ourselves. But it's as it should be. We just need to stop warring against ourselves in the fleshly sense. We don't we don't war against flesh and blood. We're not warring against ourselves in that sense. That's counterproductive to to the progress that God wants us to make and achieve. No, we warred against spiritual wickedness in high places. This a battle of the mind. It's a battle of the soul. This is a battle, spiritual. It's a spiritual battle. So, be not conformed. Be not conformed to this world, this worldly way of thinking, this worldly way of speaking, this worldly way of doing, which is evil, which is negative, which is low vibrational. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And the only way that we can renew minds is only when we introduce it to new knowledge. So get my book. Each and every last one of y'all, get my book. Get this book, The Miracle Book. Help Me to Live Right. Volume 1. Written by Kenneth Moses Mitchell. Well, I leave y'all as I came in our salutation of peace, love, and happiness. Salute. Have a great and blessed day.